Hello and welcome to the second episode of Devlog. In this series, we're building an ambitious payroll SaaS from scratch all the way to our first customer. In this episode, we're going to talk about the tech stack, do some Jira board planning, and get our project set up and started. When it comes to picking the tech stack, my mind immediately goes to a JavaScript frontend and a PHP backend. In my defense, all of my full stack experience so far has been with React.js and the Laravel PHP framework. However, I know there are better stacks out there and we need the best one for this project. As we all know, the tech stack is the one and only factor in determining a project's success. We need something fast, modern, fresh out of the oven. We need something that we don't mind being stuck with for the next decade. Well, right off the bat, we have to use React. It's incredibly fun to use and there's a huge community and endless support if we ever run into problems. I've been using React for a while now, and some familiarity in the tech stack will help the project ramp up much easier. With that being said, I also want something new, so we'll be using TypeScript to make everything robust and easy to maintain. And what better framework to pair with React than Next.js? And lucky for us, Next.js 13 was recently released, offering outstanding optimization and the incredible app directory that lets you create routes just based off of your file organization. And for the backend, we'll be using Firebase as our real-time database and for user authentication. It's fast, easy to use, and most importantly, it's free. The database is NoSQL, which is something I have yet to use, but I'm sure we can figure it out. There we have it, our minimal yet optimized tech stack, React with TypeScript, Next.js 13, and Firebase. Now we can move on to planning some tickets and giving the project some structure. Alright, so I've divided the project into 4 very abstract epics: the setup, the dashboard, the profile page, and admin settings. For each of these epics, I'm brainstorming any work that might be needed to bring the vision to life. So the profile page will include the basics, personal information, employment information, login and banking information, but also a quick outline of the information a user would usually need at the top of the page. The admin settings page should display the company information, a list of all registered employees, and should allow the admin to add, remove, and edit employees. The dashboard is my favorite area of the app. It's where users will see their pay statements, a short list of information they usually would want, and some salary history information. As the list of tickets grows larger, we'll need to enable the backlog so we can sort them and focus on a handful at a time. Yes, let's move them all to the backlog so we can pick out the ones we want to tackle first. And of course, we'll be starting with the setup tickets, so everything we need to get the project up and running: Firebase, login authentication, the layout, and some database models. Alright, that's enough planning. Let's get this project started, dude. We initialize it with npx create next app, and for now, we'll call the project Nobility Pay. Going through the setup, we'll select TypeScript, ESLint, and Tailwind. We'll want those, and within a minute or two, it's done. Then we can run npm run dev to get the app running.
Sensational.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Next, we can tackle a very simple layout for the app just to get started. We'll call the component nav menu and we can drop it inside the general app directory since it's only going to be used in the highest layout anyways. We're going to use the built-in Next.js image and link components to display the logo and link between the different pages. Drop the nav menu into the layout file and we are done. We're going to use icons for the different pages, and as I started doing this, I realized I need to create the icons first, so my graphic design career kicked in. Look at this. Look at this. They are so cute. I just realized that I haven't set up a repo yet. So let's add that task and set one up real quick. also realized I should set up some front-end tests, but we'll leave that for off camera. And with our changes pushed up to remote, our third ticket is done. Before we move on, let's quickly change the project browser title. It's kind of bugging me. Alright, very cool. We have the navigation icons, now let's set up some routes. In Next.js 13, this is as easy as creating a new folder and putting a page component inside of it. So for the profile page, we create a profile folder under app and make the page.tsx file. This is now a recognized route and users can access it. Do this for all 3 pages and we're cooking. Look at this, incredible. Yet another ticket is done. Oh, seems like Jira added dark mode.
Bravo 6, going dark.
Next up, let's improve those icons we made earlier. They have to emphasize which one's currently selected, and to do this, we'll want to turn our SVG files from before into actual components that we can pass options into. Then we can go to our nav menu and replace the images with these icon components. Looks almost perfect, we just need a way to set the height and width, so let's add some parameters to these icons. Nice, simple as that. Next, we can add a parameter for the icon color so we can control it depending on what page the user is on. And we'll throw some default values in there as well.
Oh no, this can't be.
Oops, I tried accessing the router information, but I should be using the use path name context instead. But to use that, we need to declare this component as a client rendered component rather than a server rendered. With that, we know what page we're currently on and can determine the icon color, dark or grayed out. To stay consistent, let's use colors straight from Tailwinds. Alright, so if we're on the page, make it dark, otherwise make it lighter. Nice. I'm feeling good. We're cooking these tickets, the icons are looking good, but I just know deep down in my heart that I'm doing it all wrong for some reason, but that's okay. What an eventful episode. We chose our tech stack, we planned out a few epics on our Jira board, and we even set up the project and got some tickets done. Off camera, I'll add some testing, tweak the layout to work on the mobile view, and clean up the code. In the next episode, we'll integrate Firebase and try to get user authentication set up and running. From there, we can start planning out our database structure. If you're new to the series, make sure to subscribe to follow the progress of the project and see where it goes.